The topic that we are going to cover today is ENACT Platforms Integration with the Sales, and a little bit of overview now into what this Salesforce integration means. So this is just a slide to kind of show you an overview of how that looks, and then we'll just get into the live demo shortly. So the Salesforce, the CRM will hold all the opportunity information, the account information, typically. So all that lives in Salesforce. And we expect that to continue to live in Salesforce. For most customers, they would like it that way. What then happens is from Salesforce, you can get into ENACT when you want to create a solar proposal lead, a solar project lead. And that actually, it's a very seamless transition from Salesforce to ENACT. And within ENACT, you would create your design, your proposal. You will compare your financing options. So everything related to solar projects, you will manage in ENACT, which means that a project's the solar proposal is created in ENACT, but then it can be sent back to Salesforce where it can stay in your system of record, and the proposal itself can be sent, the information in the proposal can be sent into Salesforce, and we'll show you how that looks. But it is an integration where the data exchange between Salesforce and ENACT is automated with a single sign-on, which means that users don't have to log in into two systems. We also are able to send project workflow information, which means your installation process that can be updated between the two systems. And again, every customer will have their own situation, what they want to do in Salesforce and what they want to do in ENACT. The idea here is it's the flexibility you will get. So it's a matter of configuration between the two systems, how these things are mapped. So with that, let me jump right into the demo for today. So I'm going to go back to my screen here. I'm going to log in into Salesforce, and we'll be able to then show you a demo. I just want to make sure people are able to see my screen, right? Okay. All right, so here I am, and I would log in into this account that we have created for ourselves in Salesforce. So as a user, you would log in into Salesforce if you already have one or if you're looking to get it. And in Salesforce, you have all these tabs for leads, for accounts, contacts, all that lives in Salesforce, and we believe it's a great system for those kind of things. And a lot of customers want to use Salesforce for that. So the way we have connected these systems right now, and again, as I said, this is just a sample of how it could be connected, but the opportunities are basically, we expect that the solar opportunities will be here somewhere, and you would have them listed under this. And then from here, you could click on one of these opportunities that you are thinking of turning it to a solar project, and you think it's a good project. It's a good prospect for solar. So you would come here. You already have the information on the address of the project, and you have other information that you track here. I have some data here already because I tried creating one, but if you don't have any of this, you'll just start with the address information, the name, the account name, and so on. And then in order to get into ENACT, you will just click a link right here on Salesforce. Now, again, don't go by the name of the link. It can be changed to anything you like. You can call whatever. You can call it solar project or solar opportunity. And then once you click that link to ENACT, it will take you right into ENACT systems without any need for logging in again into another system. So what we just did was we did two things. What we did was we took the user into ENACT, and we created the Salesforce user account in ENACT on the fly. And so that user is now, since he or she's already authenticated with Salesforce, they get into ENACT authenticated, and they don't need further authentication or authorization. and they will see the same information that was in Salesforce. So that creates a lead in ENACT. We identify the name, address, and all of this that comes over from Salesforce. Now, there is some information that will be actually entered in ENACT, which is specific to solar. So, for example, once you come to the lead, what you're going to do next is you're going to identify the utility provider, which we will pull up the list of based on the address. And then you will identify the current electric rate for this location, and you will mark that for your customer. And then you will also identify the bill type, what bill information you have. Again, we have a number of choices here. You can choose to put in an annual bill, and we will create a monthly profile based on the location. We can put in monthly green button data if you have that available. Then custom load profile is one where you can upload interval data if you have that. So we have a lot of flexibility there. So you can upload a TOU file if you have one. Again, that may be more interesting to commercial projects. And another custom rate, which is if you do not, if you want to put in a custom rate for the customer, you can put that. So monthly bill, say if I want to just enter the monthly data, I could choose to do that. And I will be able to put in the bill amount, or I can put in the consumption kilowatt hour, whatever data I have on hand. So I can say, put in this monthly bill amount. I can update any of these fields if I have more information, I can update all of this here, field by field, and then create my proposal based on this information. So I'm going to just save that. And so this is going to update the bill amount, and then we'll jump right into creating a quote for this project. So now you have got the bill amount 2,890 right here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a solar design, a quote for this location. So the first step is to confirm the project site location. This is this house right here. I'm going to confirm that. And now here, even to create a system design, we have some options. So we have one default option, which is Google Maps, which you can see right here. So it is okay. It's not that bad. We have another option, which is pictometry maps from Eagle V Technologies. This gives us some high resolution images for locations all over the US. And sometimes we find that this is a much better way of designing the system. And when you put it in front of your end customer, it looks very good. And so just for the optics and just for the clarity of the image, maybe a good idea to use pictometry. Again, so this, I'm going to go ahead and now design the system. So I'll choose here whether I want my panels in the landscape or portrait mode. I will select a panel or roof tilt. So since it's a residential rooftop, there's a default roof tilt here, but I can reduce it or increase it. And I will select the panel size. So number of cells in the panel, I'll keep it as 60 cells. And so I'm going to now draw the PV array on the roof. So I'm going to just start clicking around. It's very simple, single clicks. And I'm just drawing this polygon here. And as you can see, it can take any shape you feel like. And you will just do a best fit. I can put a setback distance of, say, 3 feet if I wanted to keep some margin between the panels and just lay it out. Okay, so I'm going to now select the modules. Now, again, this list here, it is customizable. You set it up once, and then all your users use the same list that you have defined for the manufacturers you use for your panels. So you can say use Canadian Solar, and it will pull up the models by Canadian Solar, and you can pick the one that you're looking to use. Next, I'm going to select the inverter, and again, the same idea. I can select any inverter I like. I can select the model number. Additional choices, you will be able to select the racking type. Again, the list is provided, determined by you. This is just a sample. Monitoring system, the same idea. You can choose whatever you like. And the system losses, again, the defaults are here meant to be, again, placeholders, good defaults, but you can change any of these as you like. I can reduce the utility escalator to 3% if I don't want to be too aggressive, and then hit system results. What that does is, so with this system, looks like we have, about 56% offset. Here is your kilowatt hour tiered view and your dollar offset view. So this tells you what are the different tiers before and after solar, and you can get to that anytime. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to get to the financing of this system. So in that next page, you're going to determine the pricing, and you're going to determine the cost, and you can determine all of that on this page. Now, again, I have not shown a lot of setup that you will typically do before you even get to this. So a number of these fields will be filled up for you. But again, we provide a lot of flexibility in how you set up the system and how you do the pricing and so on, and then all that will be available to you. So you can select your financing choices right here, and again, this list is provided by you. We will just give you all the choices, and you can just shortlist the ones that work for your customers, and then just select that in your calculation. So this will just immediately calculate the savings for the customer. All these 3 finance cards basically let you do however you want, to put the financing options for your customer. If they like a 20-year, 30-year, if they like a PACE or a regular loan, do they want to do combo finance or not? You can turn that on. ITCs enabled by default. So it's very easy to just hide any of these that you don't like. You can just go with the cash option if your customer wants that. And you can preview the financial details just to compare them side by side quickly. So we have the current electric monthly bill as $241, the sale price is $15,000, and so on. New electric bill will be $80. And then you have all these financing payments per month that you can compare between these options, and 25-year net savings and so on. So again, this doesn't look like this is a very good option, but it's a 20-year financing. In any case, so you can do that, and then finally you will hit finish, which will create the final proposal and send you back to the lead details page where we started. Now, what you have here is this is the code that we just created with these 2 financing options, and you have the proposal documents. Now here, if you think that, okay, you're done here with ENACT, you want to get back to your Salesforce, and you just want to send this proposal to your customer. Say your customer likes this proposal, and you can download and send the proposal to your customer as a PDF, or you can send it. You can send it back to Salesforce, into Salesforce, and you can ship it from there. But the proposal here, this is a default proposal we have, and this is highly customizable. Plus, you can upload your own custom proposal, which will have your logo, your color scheme, everything, and the information that you have here. It can be put in any format you like. And then finally, we have the design for the system, and the proposed panel layout, your electric bill, and current electric bill, and the new electric bill. And then finally, we also have these graphs included. Again, these are by default, but you can put your own graphs, and you can also hide these graphs or choose to show one or more of them as you like. So with that, I'm going to close that now, and I'm going to actually just jump back. I'll show you how to view the same information in Salesforce. So as I showed you, I could send this file back to Salesforce. I can also call this project as sold if the customer likes it. What that does is it sends that information back into Salesforce, and you will be able to call that as sold in Salesforce. So here in Salesforce, what you would do is then if you refresh it, or if you log back in here, you will see that the document actually comes back here from ENACT into Salesforce. The same idea, the same document comes right here, and you can see that. So the idea is that the data is sent back and forth between Salesforce and ENACT. And you can also see the same information in the proposal object in Salesforce. Again, many ways to look at it, but the idea is that you will be able to send back data into Salesforce, and you will be able to view all this data in Salesforce as it was done in ENACT. So in ENACT, we put in all this information. Now you can see it's all available right here into Salesforce. And again, the same thing you can again do with any other opportunities you have, and you don't have to really um, copy any data over. You don't have to worry about data synchronized or using two different systems, one for your customer management and another for your solar projects.